Judo is a wonderful martial art that comes to us from Japan. It was created by a very thoughtful man named Jigoro Kano who established its core principles in 1882. The word judo itself carries a beautiful meaning. It means the gentle way. Judo is not about brute force or raw strength. Instead, it teaches how to use an opponent's momentum and power, making it an efficient system of self-defense and personal development that anyone can learn. The goal isn't just to defeat someone in a contest, but to improve oneself along the journey. Kano envisioned judo as a path to developing a better character, fostering mutual respect, contributing positively to society. At its heart, maximum efficiency with minimum effort. A smaller, weaker person can control a larger, stronger opponent. Judo techniques, which are called waza, are neatly organized into 3 fundamental groups to help students learn in a structured way. Naga waza, which translates to throwing techniques. The goal of naga waza is to unbalance an opponent and throw them cleanly onto their back on the mat. These techniques are the heart of standing competition in judo. They require a deep understanding of timing and movement, as the throw must be executed at the precise moment your opponent is most vulnerable and off balance. Nagwaza is further divided into several subgroups based on which part of the body is primarily used to execute the throw. Tawaza, or hand techniques, a simple example is the Syoi Nag, shoulder throw. Koshiwaza, or hip techniques, such as the powerful Ogoshi, major hip throw. Ashiwaza, or foot and leg techniques, like the classic Diashi Barai, advancing foot sweep. The final subgroup of throwing techniques is known as Sutemi Waza, or sacrifice techniques. These are advanced and dynamic moves where you intentionally drop your own body to the mat. These are often spectacular to watch and are split into 2 categories. Masutemi Waza are back sacrifice techniques, where you fall straight backward, like in a tomonage, circle throw. Yoko Sutemi Waza are side sacrifice techniques, where you fall onto your side to execute the throw, such as with a Yoko Guruma, side wheel. The second major pillar is Katame Waza, which are grappling or controlling techniques used once the contest has moved to the ground. This group is all about establishing dominant control over your opponent on the mat. These techniques are broken down into 3 distinct types. The first is Osai Komi Waza, or holding techniques, where the goal is to pin your opponent's back to the mat for a set amount of time. The Keisa Gatame, scarf hold, is a fundamental example. The second type is Shime Waza, or strangulation techniques, which apply controlled pressure to the neck to cause a safe submission. The third is Kansetsu Waza, or joint locking techniques, which put pressure on a joint, usually the elbow, to force a submission, like the famous Juji Gatame, cross-arm lock. The final group, Atemi Waza, striking techniques, are reserved for self-defense and are forbidden in sport judo. To truly understand judo, especially for someone who is just beginning their journey, clear and simple teaching methods are absolutely essential. One of the most powerful tools for learning is the use of high-quality visual aids. Imagine watching a video where each technique is shown in a short, dedicated clip. This allows the student to focus on one specific move at a time without getting overwhelmed. For instance, a clip would show the complete ogoshi from start to finish, then it breaks the motion down into smaller, more manageable parts. To enhance this learning process, the use of slow-motion video is incredibly valuable. When a throw is shown at full speed, many subtle but critical details can be missed. By slowing the action down, we can clearly see the exact placement of the hands, we can see the precise movement of the hips, and we can see the critical timing of the footwork. For a technique like Diashi Barai, show the full sweep. Then show a slow-motion replay of the sweeping foot contacting the ankle as the opponent shifts weight. That exact moment is the secret to making the technique work effortlessly. In addition to slow motion, on-screen labels and text are immensely helpful for beginners. When a technique is demonstrated, show its name, Ogoshi. Also display translation, major hip throw. These simple visual cues reinforce judo vocabulary. A great teaching method: show the move at regular speed, then show it in slow motion with labels pointing to key details, grip, then show the same slow motion with labels on hip contact. Finally, show the move again at full speed. When you look at the 3 main groups of techniques together, you begin to see the beautiful and complete system that Jigoro Kano created. Nagawaza, Katamewaza, Atemiwaza are not isolated sets of moves. They are designed to flow seamlessly from one to another, forming a comprehensive martial art. A judoka learns to transition from a standing throw attempt directly into a ground-based hold or submission if the throw is not successful. This ability to adapt and combine techniques is what makes a practitioner well-rounded and effective in any situation, whether in a sporting match or a self-defense scenario. Throughout your training, you will hear your instructors constantly emphasize three core principles: balance, timing, control. These are far more important than just being strong. A judoka learns to feel their own balance and, more importantly, to sense and disrupt their opponent's balance.